Hello, and welcome to the video walkthrough guide created for Fitchburg State University faculty who are looking to utilize Turnitin assignments within Blackboard. Turnitin is a platform that automates assignment submissions and runs each submission through an expansive database to analyze its originality. This video is part 2 of a 3-part tutorial series. In this segment, we will go over how to create or import and attach a rubric to a Turnitin assignment. In the previous tutorial, we covered how to create a Turnitin assignment, and in the next tutorial, we will look at how to use the Feedback Studio. When you are in the Turnitin Direct Assignment Builder, you're going to scroll all the way down to the last section titled Assignment. In here, you'll see there's an option to attach a Turnitin rubric. We can attach a rubric in 2 ways, but first we need to launch the Turnitin Rubric Manager by clicking the blue grid icon to the right of the field box. When you open the Rubric Manager, it will preload an already populated rubric. To create your own rubric, we can first click in the upper left corner and select Create New Rubric. This will launch the Editor field. In this field, we will be able to adjust the criteria, scale, as well as how the rubric is scored. You need to make sure you have a heading for each of your criteria, as well as for each of your scales, so that it formats properly. For rubric scoring, we can do a percent-based scoring to give weights to our column. We can create a custom rubric, entering any value directly into the cells, or we can have a qualitative rubric that focuses on feedback with no numeric scoring. If you would like to add additional criteria, you can do that using the plus icon in the top right corner, or add more scale values using the plus sign in this right corner. Additionally, if you need to delete a scale or a criteria, if you hover over the top of the column or row, you will see a little trash can that you can click on to delete that item. I'm going to go ahead and speed up this video while I create a quick example so that we can upload and populate it into our assignment. Okay, so here you can see we have a sample rubric with scale columns for advanced, proficient, developing, and emerging. And for criteria, we have the claim or focus, supporting evidence, organization, and language and style. This is a qualitative rubric, so there are no numeric scores assigned. Another way to create a rubric using this builder is to click on the icon again in the top right corner and select from some of the Common Core or Turnitin rubrics that are already created. Once you do this, you will be able to again click on that icon and duplicate this rubric. Now you have an editable copy for you to customize. If you would prefer to import your rubric from an Excel sheet, then we are not going to use the Rubric Manager. I'm going to close out of this window and relaunch the Turnitin Manager. Instead of building, we are going to select the icon in the top right corner and choose Import. Now, if we are importing an Excel file, there are some formatting options we need to be aware of. You can see here that the rubric in the spreadsheet must have the scales of the rubric as its first row. The criteria must be the first column. The criteria description should be in the same cells as the criteria titles. We can include descriptions for the body of the rubric. Our criteria titles must be 13 characters or less. The rubric in the spreadsheet can have no more than 20 scale value columns and no more than 50 criteria rows. If you would like to use scoring, it's best to add it to the Form Manager after we import. What I recommend is downloading the example template and using this template to create your rubric, or copy-pasting your rubric from elsewhere into this document before uploading it. When you have finished editing and saved your file, you can close out of Excel and then choose Select Files in the Rubric Manager. From here, you will select your Excel sheet and open it to import it into Turnitin. When you are done creating or importing your rubric, select Close on this window. And now, when we click on the drop-down menu next to Turnitin rubric, the rubric we have uploaded or created will be available to select. Next, let's take a look at what the rubric looks like in the Feedback Studio for both faculty and students. I'm going to navigate to a different assignment to better show you this. Okay, I'm back at the submission inbox for a different Turnitin assignment, and I'm going to navigate to a student sample of work to show you how I can use the rubric to score their assignment. On the left-hand side, you will notice that same blue grid icon to launch the Turnitin rubric. We have two options to use this rubric. We can use the sliding scales shown here to drag from our lowest to our highest scale, or what I prefer is to click on the little arrow icon to expand this to a full-size rubric. This way, we're able to see the descriptions for each criteria scale set and click on them interactively to score the student work. When we are done making all of our selections, we can select Close, and it will automatically apply it to their grade. If you would like to make a score adjustment after using the rubric, you can still adjust their grade in the field at the top. When students view the rubric from their end, it will look much like the rubric manager you see here. They will be able to see how you scored them on a sliding scale, and they will also be able to expand to a full view with the descriptions. Should you have any additional questions around creating or using Turnitin rubrics, please reach out to Digital Learning at the School of Online, Graduate, and Continuing Education at Fitchburg State University. And don't forget to check out the next video segment to take a deeper look at the Turnitin Feedback Studio.